Episode 3 of Age of Paradox podcast. We're back. Kayvan.
Yo.
How are you doing?
Better than last week.
Yes?
Yes.
Why?
Because you're better.
I'm better.
Shit, I said something nice. I was about to say something stupid. It took me...
I am better. I tricked you. I tricked you into it. Thank you.
Yes. Well, yes. But you feel better.
I feel better, yeah. Last week was not so well with the coughing.
Yeah.
I think it went around. It's called, I'm not sure what the English word is, but kinkhoest in Dutch.
Disease.
Yeah, it's like a bacteria. It's something went around, and I think a lot
To
of
people who
have
don't
it.
take medicine.
No, in general, it goes around. Doesn't matter if you're vaccinated or not.
But if you had taken medicine, would you be better already?
No, probably not. Probably not.
You never know.
But yeah, I'm doing better. How are
Good.
you?
I'm good. I'm excited about today. I think we are going for something exciting. And weather is better. Amsterdam is full with tourists. It's nice to bike. And it's called tourist hunting. I love
what's
it.
that?
So you go with bikes and you try to crash into tourists as much as possible, like ring the bell as really fast, and they freak out and they just start running. It's
I
like,
didn't know that had a name.
Oh,
I do
it's
that.
amazing.
That's what I do. I like to I drive fast anyways on my bike through the city, and I try to then, because the thing is, they walk around like it's Disneyland. That's what my coworker used to say. They used to scream at them. It's not Disneyland. People live here. And I first had to laugh, but I can see what she meant, because I mean there's also something with the road designation, since we have a lot of bike roads and people think they're pedestrian roads or something, like sidewalks. And so I see people a lot. I see them looking around at the buildings, and then I see them just making a step with one foot while they're not looking. I'm thinking, I'm going right.
That's mine.
I'm going. My brain knows this is collision course. And then I like to just keep on going and then make sure I don't hit them, but ring the bell when I'm really close. And they're like, I think I scared them straight. This is the last time they will do that. They will now be well trained in being a tourist in Amsterdam.
I have a friend of mine who has a horn on his bike.
Horn.
One of those sea horns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's
I
so
need
loud.
I need
it's
one.
It's terrifying.
Uh-huh.
Even if you have a bike with him, he just pulls it. People just freak out,
Yeah.
And they shout at him, and he's a big Dutch guy. Doesn't care.
This sounds amazing. I need one. A bell already works. And just do it right when you're just almost at them, and ring ring, and then they
give them. Exactly. They're free. But it's also because Amsterdam is so. I mean, even if you're from Belgium, I think most people who come here don't freak out. They're from Belgium because it's also foreign for them. These really well organized bike lanes, because it's beautiful, it's clean. You can see clearly where's the bike lane. People even from Belgium or Germany, not so. Germans are kind of like order, but Belgians or French is British, and they're and let's not even talk about the other people like Asians or Americans. They freak out when they see there was actually bikes going there. And then it's the next level of tourists who are on the bikes.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
What
is this? I can't even bike anymore. It's a bicycle. It's not that hard. So you can see clearly who's a tourist.
But they're less annoying than the ones who just, because I also like the fact that you're trying to bike and go around like that. I mean, in Amsterdam, did you know that the most within the Beltway, the mode of the number one mode of transportation is bike. So the most movement is being made by a bike instead of a car. We have bike traffic jams over here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I like it. It's actually quite experience. First time I was in one, it was like, what is this?
You have to wait for the light, and there's
amazing.
20 people in front of you. Yeah.
And it's like millimeter by millimeter, people are next to each other. I still haven't had, I'm not going to say it, but one of those. I never had a collision or accident.
No, me neither.
Yes, you have.
No, yeah, okay.
Yes,
Not in that, because someone who was driving next to me thought we should go left and then tell me, failed to inform me. That's like a different thing. Like never in traffic, like when we hit someone or something like that.
I have to say before we go, one of the best things in the city is when you come out of a bar or a festival or a party, you ride home. Almost like alone or with friends. Usually it's best alone, because it's just like it's an unbelievable experience, because it's complete silence usually, and you just ride and you look around, you're like, what the hell, I'm in this city, I'm on a bike, I bike like half an hour home, nice smooth ride home for free, which we love in this city. And it's just a unique experience coming out. And when my friends come from other countries and they visit us. They're like, "Are we going to take a taxi to the party?" And no. We'll take a neighbor's bike.
Take this thing. Yeah.
Take a neighbor's bike. I take my bike. We're going. That's honestly one of my favorite things in the city.
It's funny also that people. I mean, we also carry a lot of stuff on our bikes. You know, you see people with chairs and sofas.
Sofa's the best. Yeah.
Anything, anything. Your girlfriend on front or the back, something like that. Yeah.
I just saw today a guy who has his bike, normal Oma Fits, which is a grandma bike. In front, a girlfriend who was at least 190 centimeters.
This is the Netherlands.
So tall. And then behind he had 2 chairs, which one of his he was holding with hand,
yes.
and another one. I was like, this guy, does he have anything else? Yes, he did. He had shopping between his legs. So it's just, amazing.
That's how I used to carry my saxophone, just in the front of the bike. Now I have a backpack for my saxophone, so I don't need to do that anymore.
You still do saxophone, yeah?
I do.
It is.
I went Wednesday.
Sexy tool. Oh, I need to pick it up. I promise.
It's really nice.
I promise I will come back. I will pick it up.
I'm starting to get the hang of it now. It's like, and you just need to learn how to. Some tones you need to squeeze harder than others. And no, I didn't know. I thought it was just doing, the finger thing, but it's now I'm getting to use how to learn the whole tone letter.
It fits your color of your skin as well.
That's
perfectly.
So racist.
It is, but it fits perfectly. You need to have a saxophone everywhere you go because it's just like you could be Latino, you could be Africa, you could be. It's just perfect. Fits you perfect. It's a perfect instrument for you.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I wanted to play that for so long. You should jump aboard. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, we decided this episode, we decided a few things. We decided that we like to talk current affairs, but we like to talk current affairs where we differ in opinion. This is the main reason of the podcast. Yeah. Well, no, it's one of the reasons of the podcast is that we want a faster debate. And I think people like to hear your point of view and mine and see those things come together. And I'm really curious on how that goes. Besides the fact that we want to discuss things which are paradoxal, things that are strange but might be true. But yeah, we decided that we wanted to do more on the debate side of stuff. Yeah. And we decided this episode would be about the Euro in general, because we have Eurovision Songfestival, which was the 10th, which today is going to be the 11th of May.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't want to say tomorrow because I didn't know when this thing was going to be. But okay.
Yesterday.
Sunday, the 11th of May. And it was, you said it was European Union Day or Euro Day?
That's right. Thursday was a European Day.
The 9th
of May. European Union Day.
European Union of Europa Day.
European Union Day. Day of the European Union. Oh, yes. The best freaking union in the world.
Oh, my God. Yes, that's like...
We're the best.
That's like saying this is the best, like diarrhea is the best kind of shit you have. Like,
well, that's you take it as you want, American. It is the best. We're the best.
Well, let's start with Eurovision because you said like you're a fan. Like I've never been a fan, and I also never really looked into it.
Have you ever seen a show? Have you ever watched it?
I think I have when I was really little.
Okay,
it's like Douze Point thing, right? That's those guys.
That's part of it, always. But you never seen a whole competition like on TV.
I hardly watch TV anyways.
Yes.
Let alone the Eurovision Song Festival. God forbid.
God allow. It's very good. It's amazing. I love Eurovision for the following reasons. It's funny. It's really funny. It's not to be taken seriously. People who think you take it seriously have to take it seriously. They're wrong. You need to take it as a fun experiment of European cultures. And because it's European, it's the only... Robert, it's the only competition in the world that unifies an entire continent in one night under arts and music. It's the only one. So 26 countries compete during one night to represent the country, to represent the culture through music. How beautiful is that? There's nothing more beautiful than that. Music is a universal language.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a thin reasoning because one, it costs a lot of money.
For who?
For the taxpayers.
So, who taxpayers? Which taxpayers?
You just went off on the taxes you pay in the first episode.
Yes.
And how ludicrous it is.
But it also makes a lot of money from advertisement. 5 big countries pay for it, mainly, right? Germany, France, Spain, United Kingdom, and Italy. They pay for it. So they're always qualified. They pay for most of it, and they also bring in they take also most of the winnings, which is ticket sales, huge TV licensing. It's one of the most, if not the most watched musical event in the world. It surpasses almost any American show. It has 200 to 300 million live audiences watching it in about 60 countries, ranging from United States to Australia. Yeah, in live streaming in multiple languages simultaneously. It is a behemoth of an organization, and it's all run by an organization I think they're based in Austria or something like that. But it's a wonderful organization, and that's where all the money comes in as well. So it is a money-making machine, but it's also about unifying. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's because I looked it up. Well, I looked it up. I didn't know who was behind Eurovision Song Festival, so I looked it up, and it's the thing is called. Let me see if I get this. I don't
remember who was behind it, but it's an organization. But anyway,
it's important because it's very interesting where this comes from. Like it's a European Broadcasting Union.
Yeah. Okay.
EBU. That's the organization behind, and the European Broadcasting Union is the world's leading alliance of public service media. So there's nothing. The only broadcasters who are members are public broadcasters, so taxpayer paid.
From the 5 big countries?
No, from 113 countries.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, 56 countries with 113 members. And I looked up all the Dutch public networks, so the Afro, BNN-Vara, NOS, those are the Dutch public broadcasters we have. They are members. And the whole thing is, the European Broadcasting Union, its main goal is promoting the interests of public service media. So they believe that public media is something that should be around and should be promoted. And it's funny, I never knew. So the European Song Festival was one of their projects just as an aim of promoting public media. But I think it's nonsense because I believe we should defund the public media in the Netherlands. We should not have public media.
Why not?
Because, so for instance, you just said about Euro and the culture. Like, I don't even believe in those goals. I don't believe I don't need a show where, I mean, if I look at the Irish, I saw the Dutch and the Irish competitors in the Eurovision. That's nothing.
So good.
There's nothing Irish or Dutch about those artists.
The Dutch entry for this year, you don't think it's Dutch enough?
It's not Dutch.
It's
European.
Completely Dutch.
It's European.
What did he say? He's singing in Dutch. He's literally singing Europapa, and it's in Dutch, and he's saying "Welcome to Europe."
Europapa.
Yeah, and
Europa.
it's in rave. Yeah,
Europa. That's not Dutch. It's Europe. It's a European song. It's a European song promoting Europe.
Yeah, awesome. The best continent.
It's not Dutch.
So what's your actual beef with Eurovision?
No. Don't diverge now from your argument.
I'm not diversing. I'm saying it's amazing.
No.
Yes, it is.
Okay, if we're going to debate like this, it's not going to be a debate. Because the point was, you said it promotes culture. And I just had 2 examples which shows it's not Dutch or Irish culture. So that's not what it's doing. That's one thing. Secondly, should it do that? Like, do I want an institution promoting national philosophies or cultures, and should taxpayers pay for that? Because that's the thing. And then all those questions to those answers are no. Like, I mean, if you want to promote your country as Italy, it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of stuff of Italy I like, but just let the free market promote it. Let it just come by itself. If there's a market for it and a wish for it, then the market will supply it. But there's not, and that's why you have to have taxpayers paying for it, because else it would not fly. And it also ties into my stance on public media, which I think is so. That's was your question to me, because one, it's not public media. I see that in the Netherlands a lot. Public media is paid and bought for by politics and government. And I said it in the first time. One of this is funny actually that we're having this discussion on this podcast, when I said my whole idea about this podcast is challenging the mainstream narrative and destroying the influence government or corporate media has on our culture and our thinking, and that it promotes and shows interests in a narrow frame of thinking. Like there's a broad spectrum of ideas which deserve attention, and the corporate media is not giving it. And this song festival is maybe the epitome of what I'm saying, which I'm fighting, because it's you said it's fun, but it's like it's mindless, money squandering project, and it's diverting attention from stuff which should not take it. I mean, you can have fun, but just pay for your own fun. Don't let me pay for your fun.
Okay, well that's a fair point which I disagree with, and it's a polite disagreement, because I think it's nice to have organizations like that bring it. It's a very complicated event, as you can imagine. There's 26 countries in the finals, but I think in total there's maybe 60 or 70 countries in total actually competing for it. And there are obviously some things in Eurovision that I don't agree with, like in everything. Like, I think each country should sing in their own language. Many countries choose English as a singing language. It's just not fair. There's a lot of politics involved. Like, some countries vote for the neighbors no matter what, etc. You can always see them in the voting, but that's also part of it, because it's like, if Sweden is singing, Norway, Denmark, Finland is going to vote for them, and vice versa, etc., etc. But that's just part of the culture we have in Europe. Europe is a really beautiful continent with amazing cultures. In each country, there's various cultures, and Europe is not just a cultural. We should not have a free standing for each culture. We should have also uniting things. We are a continent that has a very tumultuous history. We've been in wars forever, and Eurovision is one way to bring happiness through music. And I think that's where the money should go. If one thing, that's where the money should go. If I pay taxes, I'm happy to see that the 49% of the fucking taxes I pay in Netherlands, some of it goes to getting that guy on stage and promoting nice country of Netherlands and seeing everybody happy and dancing for a couple hours. I gather every year, Robert, for the last 25 years, I gather with my family around the TV. It is a moment I will not forbid. Like, I will always have this moment with my family, my friends. I have my friends over. We have drinks. We each country person from each country. We have Ukrainians, we have Moldovans, we have Romanians. They come in there. They cheer joy of them when they see the country being represented on stage is invaluable. Because, for example, like Moldovans are not so great at many sports, but they can be freaking kick-ass on stage and music. And I think it really hits home when you see your country on stage and you see the country's flag and people voting for it. And I think it's just something that we should promote, and I'm definitely for it, and I want to see it more.
But to be honest, you're saying other stuff which doesn't tie into the Eurovision Song Festival.
So what?
Like, I mean, I'm not against cultures. Well, one, I think I'm really pro-culture, but like cultures are a national thing. There's no thing as a European culture, and I love local cultures. But then it's the fact you claim, like in like one sentence, that the Eurovision Song Festival is the instrument to foster some cultural love from other countries. Like you say a lot, but like I don't hear clear definitions why it should be the Eurovision Song Festival doing those things. I mean, I'm not against European countries and cultures, and that's like the. But the main thing is, and I looked it up again, like the Eurovision Song Festival is a non-profit event, so they don't make revenue. It's mostly financed by contributions from the participating broadcasters, which are publicly paid. So this is, I guess, is also my main problem.
The financial part.
The financial part, because it's coerced. I am coerced in paying money for something I really do not like.
But you will pay it anyway, right? And the taxes will anywhere be deducted.
That's my point. I don't want to pay taxes. So that's the whole debate. Like, if something, and that goes for anything. If something has a valid, how you say that?
Reason, you mean? Reason?
No, if something has like enough grounds for people to exist. I mean, Apple does not need tax money to exist. Why? Because people know the products they have benefit for them, so they buy it. And anything that has benefit will be bought. If it doesn't have benefit, it has to be coerced. That's how government works in general. Everything the government does is through coercion, to people unwillingly paying tax money and financing stuff which I think does not attribute to the things they're saying they want to attribute to. And I think Eurovision Song Festival, coming from the same type of bureaucrats, is the same thing. It costs I don't know. So that's the first thing. So I could see that you have a contest like this, but doing it like privately. So there's this organization who says, "Hey, we're going to organize this now. We're going to have a competition, and maybe it's along the same lines, but it's paid by advertisers. I don't know, like you said." Then I would still not watch it. But then I would be less like inclined to hate it.
Well, if tomorrow they say to us, okay, Eurovision is going to stop and everyone in Europe will pay 5% less taxes.
Amazing.
That would be great.
Joy.
Yes, but it won't happen and it doesn't change your bottom line of how much I pay taxes.
No, but that's if you reason like that, when you will keep on paying taxes until you die. And I want to quit everything that costs taxes.
Yeah,
so
that's fine. But we need, coming to taxes specifically, we can debate or not. But for example, yes, I am annoyed that I pay so much taxes here. But to be honest with you, I do like the way it's been. Like the roads are freaking great here. Things do work. There's no flooding here. Like it is fantastic how, to be honest with you, when it rains, like
dude, that's like 1% of the taxes you pay go to infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly, but it is really well done. Like if it goes to the neighboring country in south,
you're overpaying.
Yeah. I'm not debating.
No, you are because it is like, I'm not saying that. Like to me, no taxes is the best kind of tax. But even if you could keep one, but it's a weird argument to say, yeah, but I like what they're doing to it in some degree. But you didn't measure up how like cost versus benefits, because that's the thing with the government. It's inefficient, so the costs do not weigh up against the benefits, and in a free market they usually do.
That comes down also. Isn't also here we pay? Isn't the royal family the second most expensive royal family in Europe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it's the smallest royal family, right?
It's also the richest.
It's the richest royal family, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think they're all billionaires. Quite certain.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, quite certain. But there was this article in the news this week about our crown princess. Okay. So the first daughter of the king. Yeah. And this year she would get like she has like an allowance and like she has something that for cost. How you call it again?
Like expenses.
Yeah, expenses. Yeah. So she has allowance and expenses, and her expenses are 1.5 million.
What?
No, it's not what she, but that's what she gets for her expenses.
Oh, that's like her budget for expenses.
Yes.
Fuck.
And she said this year, well, I'm not gonna accept it, because there was like quite a media thing last year. And now she said,
that's where media is useful.
Media is useful. That's my point. But it's not this. This is exactly why media is useful, but it's not fulfilling that purpose anymore. This is my whole point. This is exactly what media should do.
Yeah.
And it hardly does it. I'm not saying it never does it, but it hardly does it. So yeah, and she said now I'm going to this year from next year on I am going to keep the 1.5 million euros, because I'm start doing my duties as a crown princess. So of course every 19 years old needs at least 1.5 million and expenses, right? I mean, you need to. I don't know what you do, but so that
right there is outrageous.
And they're tax-free. They don't pay taxes.
Are you joking me?
No, I'm not.
That is outrageous. It's the smallest royal family. Have they have any power here? Any power?
Well, that's interesting. On paper, they have all the power.
Really?
Yeah, because the king has to sign into effect every law that's being passed by Senate.
He's a constitutional monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but that's. I mean, everybody says, yeah, it's just ceremonial, but it's not. Like on paper, he rules. I mean, he also, when there's a new cabinet, so when we have elections, parliament elections, then the biggest party, they form a cabinet. And when the cabinet is like, they decided on who they want, then they have to go to the king and he has to sign them into effect. Also, everybody who quits the cabinet has to be signed out by him. Like and you can debate if it's ceremonial or not, but on paper he has all the power. But anyway, how did we come to this?
We came to it because you said about taxes, and I think that's where taxes go a lot, right? I mean, I don't know. You said 1.5 million expenses. There's many more expensive. I heard of it that they're the second most expensive royal family in Europe. We pay a lot of taxes here,
but it doesn't go there.
It doesn't go there.
No.
So where do they get their budget from?
Well, it goes to there as well, but like this is the same thing when you say when you said I like this is interesting because you said I like the roads. I agree, but again, that's 1% of the
Is it really 1%?
It's 9 million, and we have 350 million yearly. A billion, sorry, it's 9 billion, and we have 350 billion budget every
for the roads. Really?
No, the country.
I honestly think that these are the best roads in the world. Yeah, by the way, just
that's you have this. Man, we can go so long on any of this. That's right, but again, so the amount of money of taxes going to the roads is nihil. It's so small compared to what you pay in taxes.
I get your point there. Now, my point was, and I'm trying to make it here, is that Eurovision is way more useful to me and to almost anyone I know than your royal family.
Yeah, but we shouldn't pay for either of them.
Yeah, okay, there we go. We agree half of it. I don't think we should pay for the royal family. But last point on Eurovision, which I really respect that you disagree with, because there's a lot of people that hate Eurovision, but I think they don't give it a chance because they think it's like something that we should be taking seriously and it's a costly thing. The world is a really messed up place. We live in an age of paradox. Nice. Yeah, I plugged it in there.
Nice.
Yeah. So we live in an age of paradox where things are really bad financially, a lot of places, and it can be a little depressed people and stuff. The music really brings people together, and I love it. I love that we pay for it.
I have a €9 Spotify account, and I have SoundCloud, and music brings me lots of joy.
Wait, you don't have the premium Spotify?
I have a premium Spotify. €9.
How is it €9?
Or €12? I don't know.
It should be more. Kirill, how much you pay for Spotify? Yeah, he doesn't have Spotify.
And I have SoundCloud, and I listen to a lot of music, and it gives a lot of joy. I don't need a Eurovision Song Festival because I don't even enjoy the music.
I hope you're gonna come to my house, and I will show you around.
Maybe when I'm hammered.
Yes, that's the whole idea. It's the thing.
No, but look at it. Okay, but if this is a thing, so this is my last question to you, because you keep on talking about the benefits it has to society. What measurable benefits do you really think the Eurovision Song Festival have to how many people?
It's a very complicated question because I don't have the data, but I can guess that the country that wins the Eurovision gets hosted.
Mm-hmm.
For example, this year is Sweden, which was very controversial last year because Finland shouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Sweden won it, so they hosted. So they make quite a lot of money for the industry in there, for the hospitality industry, events industry, marketing. There's a lot of things going on around the Eurovision. I don't know how much that generates. I don't know how much jobs that generates, but it certainly is a lot. And it doesn't have an impact.
I'm going to let it go this time, but this is not arguments we can have in here. Because it's not measurable.
That's why I said I don't know the facts.
And I'm also going to say because a lot of time when I debate people, this is where it goes off because it didn't happen this time. But a lot of time when I debate, people say yes, but you just spent more time researching this than I did, and that's usually I go into the financials and then the really nitty gritty things, and most mainstream, opinions, to be honest, they're not really well constructed. It's just some emotional appeal it has, and emotions and tastes cannot be really debated. Of course, you can like it.
That's where I think I disagree with you, because I think you come from an analytical debate platform, where I come from an emotional debate platform on this, and I think it impacts me emotionally. Emotionally, when I say it lifts my spirits up when I say it. It gives me measurable.
Yeah, but how much should we pay for that?
I see. That's where I disagree in this. I don't think we can measure this thing in financial terms.
Well, you should, because it costs financial money.
Yes. I agree that you disagree with it. I completely agree with it that you disagree with it, but I'm saying it. Eurovision is freaking amazing, but it gives me joy, and to people around me, it makes me laugh for at least 4 hours straight, by the way. I don't stop laughing. It's fantastic. And I feel next day and then next week I will feel great. That's a measurable thing for me. I love it.
How much should people pay for that joy for you?
Actually, you know what? If we say tomorrow that pay €20 to watch it on TV, I'll pay it.
No, but that's not the question. How much should people pay for your joy?
For my joy, personal joy.
Yeah.
Why? What kind of question is that? Why?
Because that's what you're saying now.
No, but personal joy comes from watching that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but people pay for that. We pay with Eurovision. You say you want to debate me. Say, I come from an analytical, financial background, and you're emotional. Well, I say facts don't give a fuck about your feelings. And the fact that you. And that you said, I'm all for you and your joys, but you having now millions of people pay tax money for the Eurovision Song Festival, which you enjoy. So of course we don't have to debate what it gives to you. I just have to say how much should people pay for your personal joy, because that's the argument you're making right now.
20 euro.
20 euro?
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
If everybody in Europe... No, but see, this is what, okay,
no, but you're taking the debate to a level where you think it's a political debate, where you think it's like a financial debate. Where I'm making a case like I'm coming from a case of happiness. Happiness is now one of the most sought after ingredients in humans, right? We all want happiness in one way or another. For you, maybe it's financial. For Kirill, it's maybe a relationship or whatever. For me, it's music and happiness. I measure it like that. So it's different for people, and I'm standing my ground on it. That it's no matter how much you pay me, how much tax I pay, I'm happy that Eurovision exists, and long live Eurovision.
Yeah, but it's a one-sided, narrow-sided opinion. I'm not saying that happiness is derived from different things, and happiness is not derived from financial things at all. I mean, and I am the whole reason I'm doing things is because I want people to be happy and they can choose their own happiness. But you're neglecting the fact that we have most things in life are political. I didn't make them that way. But the fact that Eurovision Song Festival is, you said it yourself actually, is 100% political.
No, not 100%. It is definitely the political in one way or not. Definitely. It's not 100%, okay, but it's definitely political. Like last year, for example, Sweden won. It was political.
So I didn't make it that way. It is political.
You're debating it.
That's one point. Second point, it's being paid by tax money. That makes it 100% political because it's paid by public finance. So, and then if neglecting that part and saying, I just want to talk about my happiness. Yeah, of course we can talk about happiness, but I'm saying there's a financial component in that.
Yeah, which I brought up,
which affect other people completely. So you cannot neglect that.
I didn't neglect it. No, that's why I brought in that it does bring income to the countries that host it.
No, I know, but then don't use the argument that I shouldn't make it political because that's...
I didn't say you should make it not political. I said it's not only financial. It's not binary in this case.
Okay, we're gonna look this back. I want to have this with my next girlfriend actually doing fucking podcasts because I can get them back on their words and you do it the whole time.
Your next future ex-girlfriend.
My next ex-girlfriend, yeah. Okay, I'm not sure. We're going around now for like 30 minutes, but I think I want to go on to the next one and it ties into this one.
Say the words.
European Union.
Yeah, baby.
Seriously, for me, you're already becoming the stereotype mainstream opinion.
I'm happy to be one.
Why?
Your opinion is amazing.
No, but why the first thing? Why you happy to be the mainstream opinion? Why?
Oh, I didn't. I just wanted to say that to annoy you, but mainly. But I'm completely up for your opinion, and I'm happy to debate it all day.
All right. So you say you love the European Union.
Yeah, yes.
Tell me why.
First, hear the most beautiful song in the world. Why? Well, many reasons. First of all, European Union is the biggest trading bloc in the world. It's 27 countries, obviously, and I think that makes it already very great because it means that 113 countries have trade deals with the European Union. It's compromised. Well, it helps a lot of businesses internally, but that's not the main reason I love it. I love it personally because I can travel anywhere in European Union, visa-free, passport-free. I can go to Norway, work tomorrow. I can go to Portugal, live without giving any reason to Portuguese government. I came here thanks to European Union, and I think it's a wonderful thing. That's the number one reason I love it. Number two reason I really love the European Union is that because it is something that unifies a very fractured, very fragmented, highly differential culture of a continent that was in war, I believe, at least for almost 17 or 1800 years continuously, if not more. There were the only periods where we were not in war, I might be mistaken, was probably after the 7-Year War. So that was like 40 years of no war. So it's quite a lot of war after war after war after war, right? European Union came into play after the Second World War, shortly after, and since then it's been fairly until the Ukraine war, which is unfortunately not part of the European Union, it's been very peaceful. Now that's the second reason. The third reason I love European Union is because it is a union of different languages brought together, yes, under very political, cumbersome, huge organization, the Commission. There's the 7 bodies in European Union. which are very cumbersome and stuff. And there's a lot of civil workers, but I believe in it a lot. And I love the flag. I love what it represents. It makes me sometimes quite emotional when I see it abroad. I see European Union. One of the reasons I love it, I'll tell you a story, Robert. It was like 2000-something and we were traveling with my school ice hockey team from Finland, and we were going to Slovakia for a tournament. And all of us had passports, but we were in Slovakia, right? All of us had passports. One of the guys lost his passport for some reason. And there was no Finnish embassy in Bratislava. So we couldn't get out of Slovakia. It was not part of the European Union then. So we called he called Finnish, whatever, the passport office in Helsinki. And they said, we don't have a passport. He said, just go to any European Union embassy, the closest one. They will give you an emergency European Union passport. And you can travel and come out from Bratislava. And we did. The closest embassy was Belgium. We went to Belgium embassy. He gave his data. He got a Belgian citizenship for 48 hours, a passport, or Belgium royal passport for 48 hours, so he can travel within Slovakia and get out of Slovakia. That's fucking awesome. Which other continent does that? No other continent. I have more examples of this. I was in deep trouble in the United States. Deep trouble. I also didn't have for some reason, my passport was not with me. I'm Finnish national from Finland, obviously. Look at me. But so I had huge problems back then. There was no consulate in California for some reason. I did the same thing. I called any closest European Union authority. There was Italian consulate. They said, yeah, of course, come. I went to Irvine. There was a consulate there. I paid €0. I paid no euros. I got an Italian passport. I got a free travel to leave California to go to Washington and pick up my Finnish passport. Nothing compares to this. This is priceless. Priceless. I'm happy to pay. Happy to go to war for it.
Priceless is really a lot.
It is priceless because when you're in trouble, that's trouble. When you are young and you're in complete, and it's not. It doesn't even go to it. But yeah, let's. Those are 3 reasons I'll just give you.
So
from
you said one, freedom of trade.
Yeah, not freedom of trade. It's trade block. Trade block that is a very efficient. It trades in unison. European Union trades as a unison. It's a one block. It's a most powerful trade block.
No, it does not.
Yes. So if you want to trade with European Union, you have to go through one trading block. It is the most powerful trading block in the world.
Okay, trading block. Second was freedom of movement.
Freedom of movement. Schengen. Is it Dutch city?
No, it's Swiss.
Is it? Okay. Well, anyway, Schengen is called, right? So. Yeah. And this is
which actually has nothing to do with the European Union, but okay, go ahead.
No, it's a freedom movement. That's why I was about to come to that. Norway is included, and Iceland is included. Switzerland is included in this.
Yeah.
And I believe Turkey is included in it as well in some shape or form. And the third one that it was a personal experience that I like, that the European Union has your back.
With passports,
for example,
that goes ties into to the second one again.
But that's not freedom of movement. That was it has your back in terms of I feel secure having European. Have you ever crossed by foot from a non-European Union country to European Union?
By foot, no.
It is incredibly revealing experience. I've done so. If you cross from Morocco, there's 2 Spanish enclaves inside Morocco, Ceuta and Melilla. If you cross from Tangier or any part of Morocco, you're in Africa. It's nice, but it's Africa. It's quite chaos. You enter the most intensely scrutinized and secure border in the world, which is the Ceuta border. And you can see the incredible, beautiful Spanish flag with the European Union flag. And you show your passport, you get through all these people that are waiting there. You go through it, and it's incredible change. Clean, secure, beautiful water, food is secure. We have laws that are making sure that the animals are not treated bad. We have agricultural laws. We have food secure laws. You cannot have American acid or leech chickens sold in there. But if you go to Morocco, you have all those not secure foods and waters, because European Union has your back. And that's what it's good for. I love it for that.
Okay, but you have now, let's having your back, freedom of movement and trading block, those 3. But that's a very limited those are limited benefits from something that is huge again and costs a lot of money. I mean, this is not. So let me start with the freedom of movement thing.
Yeah, sure.
Like I'm as we know pro freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So the ideals of the European Union, I love the freedom of trade, freedom of movement, freedom of movement of capital, of work, of people. But that already was achieved in 1957 with the European community.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's where it should have stopped. Then I think you get your benefits, and we don't have the European Union as we know today, which is a political behemoth.
Yeah, it is a behemoth. Yeah.
Where they have politicians and bureaucrats in Luxembourg and Brussels, and they travel forward every so many months. They because they couldn't decide on where the capital of the European Union should be. They decided to just do it in 2 places and travel every half year, which costs an amazing amount of money.
Yeah.
And these kinds of infringements on our liberties by draining us. This goes again. I mean, everything has a financial component, if you like it or not. And the most important question you can ask yourself, anyways, is what is money and how does it work?
Yeah,
because it's the life energy of society. It's a precursor of happiness. Not that money creates happiness, but it's something that is a necessity in having freedom to choose. And we can dive into that because that's like those are 3 episodes by itself. But again, I'm from freedom of movement, but we already achieved it in 1957, and you don't need a government institution to have freedom of movement. You have to have the opposite. Because we live in a world where there's arbitrary lines placed on the map, where they tell you can only cross that arbitrary line if you have a piece of paper with you.
But if I move...
Did you get that point?
I got the point. That's a good point. But my question is to you, which I am not 100% knowledgeable about, but does it also equal that if it's a freedom movement, that I can also go freedom work anywhere I want? But then I need a European Union passport to work anywhere.
No.
Yes, you do.
Yes, because they decided those are the rules.
Yeah.
So they made the rule, and then you say, oh, they're so nice of me to circumvent that rule. I'm saying just get rid of them and just have freedom of movement. Like this is not. It's not only something the European Union could do. That's something that you can also.
But European Union monitors it, makes sure that it works with the European patrol, European borders, right?
No, not really. But again, if you only, we had this in 1957 already. Schengen is a good example. Yeah. You can have a treaty amongst countries without having a European Union political institution, which we have now. And that's my point, because I'm not against Europe or freedom of movement. I'm just against the complete. That's why I said your benefits are really shallow of all the things they're doing.
My benefits.
Yeah.
No, they're not shallow. They're fundamental. They're very, very strong.
They're fundamental, but it's only a small range of what the European Union stands for.
Yeah, when you say my personal. Yeah, I understand. So that's my personal. You say it personally, yeah.
So, and I'm saying, if you're pro-European Union, then you need to have more benefits coming from it than just those 3. Because the freedom of movement, again, it's so when I ran for office here in for Parliament in the Netherlands, there are several parties who are for like Nexit, like they did in the UK. Oh yeah. Here you have to have that as well. Geert Wilders, actually, who's the biggest, was a pro-Nexit.
Oh man, we need to talk about that one episode. I want to get your views on that.
He backed away from it now. By the way, he's not pro.
Really?
Because he smells power, and that's the whole thing.
I like that, smells power. That's a nice word.
That is what the powers that be require, that you pay homage to the European Church.
Side question, Robert. Yeah. Do you think Netherlands should leave European Union?
Yeah.
Why?
Because everything is a cost-benefit analysis, and the costs do not outweigh the benefits.
Okay.
I'm for freedom of movement, but you can have that without the European Union.
How is that working with Britain now?
Britain is faring pretty well.
What?
Doing outside the Brexit.
Rubbish.
Tell me why.
It's absolute rubbish. There's not enough time. We're at 45 minutes now. There's not enough. There's not even 2 hours. No, there's not. They're now a third world country.
No, they're not.
They're a third world country. My parents lived there. It's absolute mess.
I will show you next time. I will show you their trade volumes next time.
It doesn't matter the volume. Absolutely.
And it does matter because I will show you the economic activity. Let me show you that. And secondly, one reason why it's hard is because European Union is not about free trade and free movement. They're about power. And the moment they said, "Hey, we want to do it on ourselves," they said, "Okay, then we're going to exclude you from that freedom," which is nonsense. Like my point is, we should have unilateral free trade everywhere. Hong Kong is a good example. They're not in some kind of union. They just said, "We're going to stop enforcing those borders on capital and work," and they became like the Asian miracle because free trade and the things the European Union was supposed to stand for work, and I'm for those ideals, but it's not that anymore for a long time. And that's why I say I can see your points, and I'm actually pro those, like the things you say you like from the European Union, but you don't need the European Union for that.
I disagree, but I also like how.
But why do you disagree?
I think you need a monitoring body.
Why? For what? Because
you can't have a freedom of self. Like people are not able to monitor themselves. Yes. You need sorry. You need other people to monitor.
Rubbish is not an argument.
I didn't say Robert.
Rubbish.
Robert. But before we run out of time, I do want to say that Switzerland, Norway, and Liechtenstein and Iceland has a pretty good deal with the European. Is it called European Trade? What is it called?
European Free Trade Association.
Something like that. Yeah. So that's a really good deal, I think, because they also didn't, and Denmark also didn't. Denmark didn't opt in for Euro, and I think they're doing okay. Euro is another good example why I love European Union and Euro, by the way. I think it's tied in together because I think it's a fantastic currency. Obviously, I'm not a financial guru. I have no idea of it, as you can probably imagine. But I think I like it that I do miss it sometimes that you have different currencies, like, inside Europe. But, there's all kinds of arguments to be made. And I liked it that you give this opposite views, which is really, really welcome. And I think this is a debate we need to have.
Yeah, but I think we need to go into the nitty-gritty, though.
Definitely. Because you know a lot about this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. But this is my point, actually, why I want to do this podcast. Because I feel every time I'm debating someone, they have emotional reasonings for liking something. And I heard them all before. I can tell you. I can hear them all before. And sometimes people, when they say when I'm an anarchist, they say like, but then they give him, I don't know, what about the roads? That's the first one. What about the roads? That is the libertarian meme that goes around, because every time somebody hears an idea of having no government, they think, yeah, but what about the roads? Because they never gave it one thought in their whole life how something should work differently. And this is what I'm saying. So I think we should maybe we should revisit this topic also.
I think so. Because we need to discuss still if we need a European military, European police. We do have Europol, but European military, which is a really, really topic that I wanted to discuss because.
Okay, but I'm also challenging you now to investigate it.
Yeah. I will investigate. Yeah, and I'll come prepared next week.
And then have on because I think. It's all in the devil is in the details.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we can discuss that and we can somehow get each other in that, convince each other or get it along the same line. Because I believe if people look at the details, 90% of people will come to the same conclusions. But the fact is that most people do not investigate or research, because there's a lot to investigate and research, and it's like a full-time job to do that. But if people do, and that's again also why I love media and education, because I want to bring that into the ether, then we will probably get into some common understanding.
But it's also this is a beautiful thing about what we're doing, me and you as Ropert and Kayvan, and then this is a beautiful thing that we are in Amsterdam and European Union, is that we can have this conversation. We can have this debate. We can disagree. We can amicably disagree. We can have different views. We can have facts remain facts, obviously, but we can do this. And we can open these conversations. And as two friends who are very opposite in this term, I absolutely love that. And that is also why European Union is fucking amazing, because it is allowing us to have, not allowing, but it's a place that is saying freedom of speech is fundamental right of the European Union.
Newsflash.
What is it?
I already had freedom of expression long before the European Union was here.
Not possible. You weren't born like, what, 80, 84, 85? So European Union.
85, but
it was not as good as now. Now it's actually monitored. There's actually bodies that monitor freedom of speech and freedom of press.
Stop it. Yeah. Stop it. No, this is really nonsense.
Yeah, it is true though.
No, it's really nonsense. Freedom of expression has been here for a long time. It's under pressure since we got the European Union.
Freedom of expression is not the same as freedom of speech.
We had freedom of speech already long before the European Union, and since the European Union, it has been put under pressure. My views are deemed non-desirable and being repressed by the Digital Service Act the European Union installed a few years ago. That's absolutely not true what you're saying here.
So that's exactly why you need to bring it up to my attention, because I don't know that. So, and that's why I love that you can actually say that this is the case. This is because I haven't had that experience that you have. So it's really, really good that you're fired up about it, because I want to hear it. I want to debate it. I want to support it, because I agree with you that it is absolute nonsense that someone from Brussels can tell you that don't say about whatever you want to say. And that's bullshit. I will go to fucking war to defend your rights for that. The same as I will go to war to defend a gay guy, do whatever he wants in streets of Budapest, because that is fundamental human right. I agree with you in the freedom, and we need to have ample freedom.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we already added for 52 minutes, something like that.
Yes.
I think this is a good conclusion for the Euro episode.
Yeah. What do you want to call it again?
I want to call it Euro bullshit. That's my thing. It's bullshit. Euro bullshit. I think about it. Let's discuss afterwards. Well, again, thank you for watching this Euro bullshit. I don't know what episode number 3. Let us know what you think. Like, we're trying also to find a way in how we set this podcast up. The first was like a more of get to know each other. The second one, we went more onto news and current affairs, and now we were more debating. I'm not sure what style works best for people. We're going to keep on trying.
Yeah.
But let us know. Let us know in the comments. If you liked it already, give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, follow us, and share the episode when it's online. That helps us a great deal. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Number 3 done.